Everything about Skims just feels effortless, but the price, not so effortless. So today I'm taking you with me as I try to make my own version of that clean, cozy, minimal vibe completely from scratch. I will show you what kind of fabric I choose, how I picked it, and how it turned out. It's a full DIY journey, and honestly, it might be my favorite thing I've made yet. Let's start with the most important part, the fabric. Because if it doesn't feel like Skims, what's the point? I have two different types of fabric that I prepared for today's project. First is this pointelle knit.
Pointelle.
It's 100% cotton, very soft and cute. The second is this pastel colored jersey fabric with tiny brown dots, super soft and very stretchy. And I got a bag of underwear elastic for sewing. Do I really need this much? No, but they sell it for 13 yuan per gram. Yeah, you heard me right. That is $2 for all of these. Okay, fabric locked in. Now comes the fun and mildly stressful part, turning it into something wearable. The first Skims look we're making is this mini skirt and baby tee set. On the website, the mini skirt is $44 and the baby tee is $48. So as you can see, I'm taking out my baby t-shirt, laying half of it on a sheet of paper and tracing the outline. This step is optional. If you're only making one piece, you can trace directly onto your fabric, but I'm making more than one, so I'm creating a paper pattern. I extended the bottom to a length I'm happy with, but this isn't the final pattern yet. I still need to add seam allowance. I usually use 1 centimeter, but it's okay. Totally up to you, choose whatever seam allowance makes you comfortable. Here's the front and back piece. They look similar, but the front has a deeper neckline and a deeper sleeve opening. Important note, make sure to cut the fabric along the green line. I pinned the front and back pieces together at the shoulders and the sides. I'm using French seams throughout this video because I don't have a serger, and also they just look so clean and professional. If you're not familiar with French seams, here's a quick demo with a different fabric so you can see clearly. Place the fabric wrong side together, sew as close to the edge as possible, ideally 1 to 2 millimeters. Press the seam flat. Fold it right side together, press again. Then sew along the edge with a 3 to 5 millimeter seam. You will get a clean finish, no raw edges on the inside and no visible stitching on the outside. For the bottom of the t-shirt, I added a little flounce. I think that's what it called, question mark. I set my sewing machine to the smallest zigzag stitch. If your machine does not have the same setting, try use stitch number 5. Just sew along the edge like this. Here's the result. Okay, she's done. Let's try her on real quick. Next up, the mini skirt. If you already have one, you can trace the shape just like what we did for the baby tee. I don't have one, so I'm using this mini dress as my base. It's a tight dress, but I want my skirt to be more A-line. So I extend the side from the waist to the bottom with a straight line, then draw a soft curve. I raised the bottom hem by 2 cm and curved it. Then I lowered the waist by 1 cm at the center and curved that too. Now you have the back of the skirt, copy it onto your fabric, then adjust for the front by lowering the center waist another 1 cm. sew the front and back together using French seams, and hem the bottom by folding it twice towards the wrong side. For the waistband, I measure my waist with elastic. You want it tight but comfortable. Mark the center and pin it to the skirt side seam. Fold down the top edge by ½ centimeter and sew the elastic with a zigzag stitch. I'm not gonna lie, this one really surprised me. It's just so easy and quick. This took about an hour, but that's because I'm also filming. Without filming, maybe 30 minutes is enough. Let's move on to the pants. On the Skims website, there are a lot of these lounge pants, different colors and prints, but similar silhouette. I won't bore you with the process of these lounge pants. I kind of forgot to film it. I was too focusing on finish it. But it's similar to the mini skirt and baby tee. If you have a similar pair of pants, just copy the shape. I didn't, so I used a pair of jeans as a base, and of course they're not the same shape, so I added more flare to the bottom. I accidentally made the waist way too low, so I fixed it by sewing a rectangular piece and folding it inward to raise the waistline. And this is your sign that DIY don't always go to plan, and that is okay. We adjusted, we fixed it, and we improved. Next is a long sleeve tee. I really need this one because I spend a lot of time at my sewing table, and my shoulder, my neck, and my lower back just always sore. Kind of sad, but if you sew, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I need this shirt to keep me warm in this area. Started with 4-way stretch fabric, very important. Mine is a bit thin but super stretchy. I reused the baby tee pattern and made some changes. I raised the neckline for some coverage and extended the bodice length because crop tops and back pain don't mix anymore. Part of growing up, I guess. That's what I have right now. I'm going to give it a try to see if it fits properly or if it need any adjustment, but yeah, let me try it out. It's a little see-through, but it's cute. Even without the sleeves, it works. But I might shorten the bottom later. French seams again for consistency. For the sleeves, I traced the top from the baby tee sleeve and extended the length using another long sleeve as a guide. I already include seam allowance in my pattern. Don't forget to add yours if you are drafting from scratch. Okay, moment of truth. I leave raw edges for the neckline and the bottom line. I like how it looks this way. The next piece is the boxer short. I added this one because I already have a pair from Skims that I really like. It's really comfortable, but copying them is a little tricky because they are made of like 6 small pieces. So here's a little tip. Lay a soft surface like a rug under your paper. Place the boxer on the top. Smooth it out and use a pin to poke along the edges of each section. The pinholes will leave marks on the paper. Connect the dots with smooth lines, and don't forget to add seam allowance. So here's a side-by-side of my finished boxer and the Skims one. They're pretty much twins. The main difference, Skims use a thick waistband while I went with regular underwear elastic. I also double lined the crotch area just like Skims does. I have a few triangle bralette from Skims. They're very nice and good quality, but I have one issue with triangle bralette. They can create unnecessary kind of sharp point. That's why I decided to make a scoop bralette this time. I copied the shape from another scoop bralette I own. The back is basically a rectangle. I pinned the pieces together with the right side facing each other, sewed along the edge, ironed it flat, then folded with the right side together again and sewed along the edge, cutting darts along the curved lines. But don't sew it all the way to the end, leave about half of the back open, flip it inside out, and smooth it out nicely. I forgot to leave the opening earlier, so here I am opening it up. Then grab the other end of bralette, fold it with the right side together, and sew along the edge. After that, trim the corners and iron it flat. Sorry if I sound a little weird to you, it's almost 3 a.m. The last step is to sew on the elastic with a zigzag stitch, first along the bottom, then the curve, and finally the underarm and back. That is 6 pieces you see, but actually I made 9 pieces in total. The scoop bralette is just so comfortable, so I made 2 of them. I also made a thong with the leftover fabric. It turns out so good, way much better than some undies I bought from stores, so that is good. And honestly, I'm so proud of how this mini collection come together. Each one offered a very unique experience for me. Some were smooth sailing, while some others were a bit of challenge. But that's really the fun of sewing, right? My personal favorite have to be this long sleeve t-shirt and the bralette. They just fit the vibe so perfectly and they are just so comfortable, which that I have to give the credit to this fabric. I've noticed other YouTubers breaking down the cost of each piece and comparing them with the retail price. In my case, it's a little bit unfair because I live in China where DIY materials just way much cheaper. For example, for the baby tee, mini skirt and pants, I used a little less than 2 meters of pointelle.
Pointelle.
I'm a size extra small, by the way. 2 meters cost me 35 yuan, which is about $5 US. And I have checked on Amazon. Similar fabric cost around $18 per yard. So 2 yard would be $36. Comparing that to the Skims retail price, that is $48 for the baby tee, $44 for the mini skirt, plus $68 for the pants, and that is $160 in total. For the long sleeve t-shirt, a boxer short, scoop bralette and matching thong, I used 1 meter of cotton jersey, which I bought for 18 yuan, and that is $2.5 US. On Amazon, cotton jersey ranges between $11 and $20 per yard. Specifically, I found cotton jersey on moodfabrics.com for $15.99 per yard, and this is designed by the brand Ralph Lauren. So comparing to the Skims price, $58 for the long sleeve t-shirt plus $38 for the boxer short plus $36 for the scoop bralette times 2 and plus $18 for the thumb, and that is in total $184. I feel like I learned a lot by sewing these pieces back to back. It reminded me why I love to do this in the first place. Making your own clothes isn't just about saving money. It's about creating something truly fits you, fits your style, and fits your mood. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. And let me know in the comment what would you see me DIY in the next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or just say hi. I'd like to have you around for the next one. Bye!